Hey everyone, and welcome back to Echoes of Culture from Philly and beyond. Tonight we're covering music, art, film, and everything pop culture related. And we have our episode 2 with our lovely hosts, Goody, Mara D, and Sean Beasley.
Yes,
What's up,
sir.
everyone?
What's up,
What's up?
guys?
What's
Welcome
up?
back, guys.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
So excited to be here again.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for these topics.
Yeah, we have a lot of great stuff to talk about, actually. Should we get into it?
It's been
Let's
a
get into
busy
it.
Couple weeks.
Yeah, seriously. All right. So, as Bryce mentioned, we're going to talk about all things pop culture, music, film related, but we're going to start with Philly first, okay? We got to start with the hometown, okay? And when I say there's so many things to look out for this summer, it really is. So I hope that you're stacking your coin now, because the amount of events is actually crazy. I won't be at all of them. Okay, I'm going to save a little bit, but I hope that, you stack your coin to come to some of these too. All right, so let's get into it. The first event here, we have SZA and Kendrick's concert tour. They're coming, I believe, in May, so they're like really soon. Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of great just like clips on TikTok. Definitely trending right now. Unfortunately, it looks like SZA had a little snafu with her background dancer recently, and I hate that I started that way because it really is a great show, but just because it's trending, I did notice that the dancer almost dropped her. But it wasn't his fault, apparently, right? It was just because okay. Well, anywho, aside from that, they're killing it. Kendrick's killing it. SZA's killing it. They have great synergy, as we know. They've had so many different collabs in the last couple of years, and it sounds like it's a good one. I'm kind of sad I'm going to miss it. What do you guys think?
Me too. I've always wanted to see SZA, so I'm disappointed, but I have to be strategic this summer.
Yeah.
About the shows and all the fun and stuff. So I think I'm skipping that one.
I think
I've seen Kendrick before too, a couple times.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen
I think
either
that's
one of them,
why.
I don't think.
Okay.
Dang.
to see this tour come out, I'm excited. But do I want to spend my money to see Kendrick?
That's not
No.
your top.
Really? So you're a Drake fan?
Oh,
Oh, whoa, the
Yeah.
challenge.
Is that the conclusion? Is
You
that
know
safe
what?
to say? Are you pro Drake?
I am pro Drake.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can say that. Yeah, I'm pro Drake.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Loud and proud. That's great.
yeah,
Great. As it should be.
yeah. Pro Drake.
Okay.
Let's go, Drake.
So for me, like, I've been a SZA stan since when she was lying about her freckles, right? And that's always been my girl.
you took
I've,
me.
what'd you say?
I said you took me down with that. 'cause
Yes,
I
like-
forgot about that, but it is something that I was like very weirded out by once it was proven that she lied. Like, why is that something that you would lie about?
It's a whole
Strange.
rabbit hole. There's a whole Twitter thread. There's multiple YouTube videos about her lies. We love you, SZA. Like I said, I've been listening to her since 2015, 2016, and I've yet to see her concert because the one time I was going to go, she was having issues like, was she sick, not showing up?
Right.
Wait a
No pun
minute.
intended.
But it just yes,
Now I
because
can't believe-
she canceled here.
Yeah.
like
She keeps
2 or 3
canceling
years ago.
Philadelphia.
She canceled
Exactly.
Philly. Yes.
Yeah.
So, like
this.
Maya Angelou said, and when people show you who they are, you listen. So I'm fine with seeing her on like the YouTube or the social medias. Love
The
you down,
TikTok.
Solana. But Kendrick, I'm a fan of Kendrick, old Kendrick. New Kendrick, I think for me, because we're in this like heightened state of politics and there's a lot of stress going on, and this is just me, I have a preference of listening to just getting fucked up music and rap with less of a meaning. That sounds very contradictory to essentially who I am as a person. But I feel like everything is so heightened right now. I just want to
So
have
you're
fun.
looking for escapism.
Escapism.
As opposed to,
I grew up listening to Common, Mos Def, and that deep hip hop rap music. But
Yeah.
right now, I'm kind of going the opposite direction. So I'm not saying that I'm preferring Drake over Kendrick, but if I had to choose right now, I'm going to go with a Drake.
Oh, wow.
Because when you listen to Drake, he's some of his music tends not to be so commercial. And if you go to a Drake tour, he don't do a lot of his commercial hits. It's almost like he saves them. He do more so the B-side songs and then save for the end of the show to get
he does all the hits at the end.
yeah. if you ever been to a Drake concert.
Never.
But
I have.
I'm
and
not
I
gonna
didn't
go
have that
to one.
impression, but
What
it's
did you
interesting.
have?
no, I ain't gonna
Tell
go
me
to a
about your
Drake
Drake
concert.
Well,
experience.
it's been a while, honestly. The last time I seen him in concert was actually the Larry Hoover fundraiser that he had
Mhm.
done with Kanye back in 2021 or 2022 in LA.
Mm.
And he did nothing but his radio hits. So I thought
Really?
that was interesting. But then again, it was for a different, occasion or
Occasion,
reason.
yeah.
And he was with Kanye. I think the only time I'd seen him by himself was probably 2011, like So Far
Mhm.
Gone Drake.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's the
that's
one.
the
Which
era.
was,
That was a
the
good-
time to go.
that was
You
a
know what I
good-
mean?
Even though
That's
the
when he was
B-side
really
was
popping
good
off.
too on that
Yes.
album.
The whole
Yeah,
album.
the whole album.
So lit. Had
Yeah.
such a great time. But once again, I feel like, he did a lot of his like main hits. So I don't know. It's just an interesting take because I honestly didn't think of him that way. I thought,
Yeah.
and I feel like a lot of his songs really are always radio hits for the most part. Like, right? Like,
Yeah.
so it's kind of hard for him not to perform them. But I don't know. I love Drake too. I mean, I have
Mhm.
nothing against him. I think, he got me through high school, he got me through college.
Mm.
There's a lot of nostalgia there. Like, I
Yeah.
appreciate him for the culture.
Right.
There's room for both.
There is.
Listen.
There is.
I'm all for both of them.
When Kendrick is doing Kendrick and Drake is doing Drake, we appreciate it.
And Kendra's
Mhm.
a Gemini too, so I just want to say that as well. Like I have obviously some bias there. So,
Yeah.
It's all good.
but let's also get into another individual that has a lot of controversy around his name, unfortunately, and that's Chris Brown. He will be coming up on his tour as well. Well, he's already. I think the tour might have started.
It
he's
started.
Coming to
It did?
Philly
Okay.
maybe in June-ish.
He's coming in August.
August? Okay, I was
Mhm.
like, I need to fact check that. I'm not really
Mhm.
sure. We talked briefly about him in our last episode, but this is, I think, his 20th anniversary tour that he's
Yes.
doing
Mm.
for that very first album, which
Mhm.
was, what was it? Self-titled. It was Chris Brown. So I was like, why can't I? Because I just think straight wall to
I
wall.
was thinking
But
Run
it
It.
was Chris Brown.
I was thinking Run It.
Thank you. Thank you.
It
I
was
know
Chris
every single
Brown.
track on the album. But I don't know
Yeah.
why I don't know what it's
Yeah.
called. That's crazy. Anywho, that's coming up. So I'm excited for
Mhm.
the girlies that are going to see him. I saw him already last summer, so I don't really need to see him again, for real, for real. But I'm sure it's going to be a good one.
The man just went on tour. And he's back on tour.
Like a global tour. Too.
Yes.
Yeah, legit. He
He's,
hasn't
like,
stopped.
everywhere.
Neither has Usher. I feel like there's a couple people that's just been
honestly,
non-stop.
Usher.
Yeah.
Literally.
Because
Like,
he
he's
is
literally-
about
And he's 10 years old. Well,
15 plus older
6 years
than
old.
Yeah, Chris Brown,
Chris
right?
you said
probably.
15 years older?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Usher's
Usher's older
9
than
years.
me,
Yeah, he's
like,
like
by a
9 years
couple
older
Chris
than
is
me.
36, y'all. Y'all know that, right?
36 or 5? I thought he
Oh,
was
so
like
he might be 10
35.
years older.
Okay,
I think
10 or
he's-
11.
Maybe
so he's
10.
probably about 10
Maybe
to 12.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe 10. I never thought it was that much of a gap, but yeah, dang.
Mhm.
Wow. So yeah, he really should be tired.
Yeah.
We're gonna kind of reel it back in and just kind of round it up with festival season. So Philadelphia festival
Mm.
season is among us.
Yeah.
We got a couple different things happening. We had Bruce Picnic. We have a Dunday Fest. Dunday is one of my favorites because it's always around my birthday in June. Bruce Picnic too. First weekend of
Yes.
June.
I feel like that kicks off something.
It kicks
Yes.
that's the
The Bruce kicks it off.
unofficial
That is definitely the official
start to
unofficial.
summer. Unofficial start to summer.
Aren't they doing like aren't they hosting a ball during
They
Roots
hosting a
Picnic?
Ball at the Roots concert.
Yeah, that's
Even
Mhm.
if you like house music, they have
Mhm.
CC
Dope.
Peniston.
Which
Yes.
I
What?
know.
Love me
I'm
some
so sad I won't be able to
CC.
make it.
What?
yeah. No, that's a
That's
is
gonna
it
be
Crystal
dope.
Waters too? Or am I
In
making
Crystal
that up?
Waters.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
They
I mean, that whole
got,
lineup is just
That's
top
It's
tier.
good.
crazy.
Ooh, that's
it's
good.
almost like they purposely did this lineup for everybody.
Yeah,
It's
this
become
is a
so
really
inclusive.
Good. It is.
It really has.
They got the Ratchet. They got Glow.
They got the
Glow.
They
They
got
checking all the boxes.
Lotto. They
Yep.
got Jeezy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yep.
Then they go to the R&B.
D'Angelo.
D'Angelo,
Headliner.
Kate
Tim.
Tim's.
Tim's.
I forgot about Tim's
Yeah.
too.
Jagged
Oh, wow.
Edge.
They got Jagged
Jagged
Edge.
Yes.
Edge. They
Yeah.
got the twins bag.
Y'all make
Yeah.
me
Lenny
sadder. Lenny
Kravitz.
Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz. Miguel.
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 Yeah.
Anybody that know me from 2011,
I have a
2012,
story
listen,
Miguel.
I've
Miguel
yet to
was
see
my
Miguel
guy.
perform.
Okay,
Yeah.
babes, listen.
I've yet to see him
Yes.
perform.
Oh, he's an
I've
awesome
I've
performer.
never seen
Because when
Miguel.
I was supposed to see him,
Never
Oh,
seen
wow.
my
Miguel.
cousin broke out in hives and we had to
Oh.
take her to the hospital during the
He's
performance.
he's
Well, I
an
hope she's
awesome
okay.
performer.
She's fine.
Yeah,
She's
for
doing
sure.
great.
I can tell from like,
Awesome
TV
performer.
and performances that he's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would love to see him again.
Oh, I would love to see him too.
Okay, do I
so
have
And I
to
like
try
the
to
Roots
get to the
picnic.
Roots?
I think you have to.
Yes,
I think
T.
it's- You wait till last minute every year.
Well, I'm going.
And then a week before, you're like, I might as well just get a ticket. It's like, girl,
I'm
just
going.
get a
Last year was
ticket.
also.
But I also like to know what day things are happening, so I
True.
know what day I want to.
Oh, because when does that get
Because
released?
I really can only go.
It's
one day.
already released.
The day to day though,
The
like the
schedule,
breakdown.
like,
The
who's gonna
schedule.
be-
No, the day to day is not released.
Yeah,
but
that's
the
what I'm
lineup.
I
is
gotta wait
released.
for that. I don't
Yeah.
buy my
Yeah.
ticket till I know.
Them
for
tickets are
sure.
expensive.
Yes, you know what day to buy.
Yeah,
Smart.
because I can't do both.
Yeah,
Them
they're
tickets are
what are like
expensive.
$350 for general admission
For
or
the
something now.
Oh, general
days?
for two, yeah.
I
think it's like
seen
in the
759.
Think it's
I was like, huh?
No, you did not.
I
That-
did
that's
so.
probably GA
That's-
plus
that's
or
it.
something.
No, that
Plus,
had to
that's
be
the
VIP.
plus.
That's the plus VIP
Seven.
something.
7 is in the VIP. section.
Yeah.
No,
100
that's
extra with the
700 is
fee.
It is crazy to see just like how far they've come over the last 10 years or so. Because I think the first one I went to was in 2011.
Was that
Penn's
Penn's
Landing?
Penn's
Yeah.
Landing?
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was,
Oh, Penn's Landing. Yeah, I
Yes.
did make it to a Penn's
and
Landing.
they had
Me
maybe like
too.
one
the
stage.
Pharrell one.
Me too.
Ooh, that was a
Ooh,
good.
Yes. Oh, that's when the
2017,
drama happened. Though.
2017.
And we
I
were all
remember
that
we
year.
were all probably
It
next to
was
each other,
hot
didn't even
as
know each
hell.
Oh,
other.
we were. Isn't that
Oh,
crazy?
Hazard, I bet we were.
I mean, I think we had known each other at that point, right?
I had
And
my
then the
little
year before
pompadour
we met.
going on.
I think we met like right around then.
Okay.
Because it was like summer 2017.
Possibly.
But I think it was.
Was that the one where it was shooting? Do you remember that?
Yeah, that. I think it was. I think it might have been.
Was
I
Diddy
won't add that
too?
one in.
Am I making it up?
I don't know. I think did he? I think he could. I don't know.
I was at the one Amanda Seals hosted before people knew she was
I
Amanda
was
Seals.
at that one.
Me too.
What year was
Solange?
that?
Solange was
Janae,
there?
No.
Janae,
Oh, Janae.
Janae, Rick
No,
Ross.
I didn't. I wasn't
Maybe
at
not.
that
Maybe
one.
not. Maybe not. But Amanda
I don't
Seals was
think
at the
I
one I
was
was at
too.
too. She was at the first few.
Mm.
I think the one I went to was the 5th anniversary.
Okay,
Yeah.
mine was like 2014. I think,
Okay.
so
Okay. And lastly, we have Culture Fest, which I think is being hosted by Kabila Events.
Yes.
A local organization that is all about bringing just elevated experiences to the
Mhm.
Black and Brown community.
Yes, yeah.
In your 20s and 30 somethings, in that era. So be on the lookout for that. I think that is also in June or July.
I'm
They
pretty
They have
sure
like
it's
a
in
boat
June.
party that's happening too,
Wow.
called Boat John. I think, is that them?
Is that the?
We're gonna fact check, but I think it's in partnership with another organization.
I like how we promote our jargon that we created pertaining to our events.
yes,
Okay, so Culture Fest is the 14th of June.
okay.
There we go. That really concludes the segment we have for just all the events happening in Philly. So please stay tuned. Be on the lookout. Those tickets are, if they're not available now, they're probably coming available very
Mhm.
soon. We know the Roost Picnic, as we mentioned, the breakdown for the schedule, day-to-day schedule will probably come. I usually like that last couple of weeks going into June. So like
yeah,
May,
I would say
May-ish,
mid-May.
mid-May.
Probably by mid-May.
So stay tuned. Hopefully
I'm
we'll
not
see you
sure.
guys there. And yeah, that's it. That's all the Philly fun. What else we got going on, Tam Tam?
Let's get into some vibes.
Bye. Bye. Vibes.
The vibes of this pop culture, all the shenanigans in the pop culture sphere, because there's a lot going on.
And culture vultures.
They're around.
Wait,
They're
let me
around.
get here. Wait a what?
They're around. But let's kick it off by talking about something that, has recently happened and is gotten like a lot of coverage in the last, I guess, like few days. I don't think it's been quite a week. Maybe today was a week. I don't know. I'm just getting over being kind of sick, so I feel like my
Life is
brain
like that.
fog is very prevalent right now. But anyway, I think everyone by now has heard about Blue Origin,
Mm.
which is a space rocket. Well, actually, Blue Origin is like a kind of a NASA type organization
Mhm.
that is run by Jeff Bezos.
Mhm.
So it's a private company that he owns with some other people. And, these billionaires, they just got money to blow. So Mr. Bezos has done a few missions, as they've been called,
Mhm.
in the last few years and decided that he wanted to do something with just a women crew, a full female crew. And The women that were selected to do this mission included Katy Perry, Gayle King. I don't know the other women by name, but a couple of them had science backgrounds and, have been engineers and worked in like the aviation and space world.
Jeff's wife, Jeff Bezos' wife.
Jeff's wife as well. And they launched out of a rocket. Was that like last Monday? Like a week ago.
I keep laughing because it was a mess.
But anyway, there was a lot of like hoopla around this, right? So as someone who had like for my career, like I kind of have to like pay attention to the news. So I knew this was coming up, but I guess I hadn't really looked deep into like what the mission was, how long they were going to be there. So a friend of mine texted me like, oh, are you watching like Gayle King and, them get on the rocket? And I was like, oh, it's today. So I'm like, oh, let me tune in. So I'm like working while watching, and within 10 minutes they're up and back, and I was like,
did they even go?
I didn't even send this email yet, and they're back. Like, am I missing something? I'm the only one that didn't know these women were going up there for like literally, like someone said on TikTok, the pizza didn't even come yet. Like if you ordered a pizza, it still wasn't delivered by the time these women came back and touched the earth's soil. So let's just like get into this, because first of all, I have a few questions. Do you guys think that this was a waste of money and resources? Do you think that these were the women that should have been on this mission? And do you think that there's any conspiracy behind this? Because there's people too on TikTok that don't believe they went anywhere. So this was a simulation.
Yes, I do think that.
And I'm starting to feel like that could be true.
Baby, because let me tell you, conspiracy theory TikTok will have you going down a rabbit hole.
Big
when they did the slow-mo of like you can see the person pulling the door from inside when nobody was supposed to be inside. Number two, Gayle acting like she didn't want to go 2 months before. Like,
Scared,
who signed her up to go? She don't even want to go.
Oprah.
She's over.
Oprah, sis, you're supposed to be the bestie.
Sacrifice your friend.
Literally.
Girl.
It's giving Issa Molly. I don't trust it. Like, why are you setting her
It's
up like
giving
that?
Issa Molly.
Like, what are you doing?
Oh my
Like, and
gosh.
then, no, did you hear when it landed? Second of all, people forget the landing is never
The
glamorous.
puff of dust.
The
Oh,
ball that they're in,
scary. I was
and
like,
you hear them screaming.
they were
Screaming and
It
doing
was
Gail's doing like a Negro spiritual when it's
Because
landing.
they
It was just
also
too
live
much.
streamed the whole thing. So I know when I was really tuned in was like the whole like, takeoff part or launch part. And as it was going up in the air, I was just like, this looks so weird. Like, I don't know. It just was really giving like animation. I don't know. It just looked so produced.
Yes.
Am I the
Yeah.
only
The
one
suits was giving Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
Like, I was like, what is going
suits,
on?
I'm like, and now y'all are calling yourselves astronauts. I have a lot. There's a lot to unpack.
Well, I will say Gayle was very, very she was anti the astronaut.
She kind of was, but I feel like
The
now
title.
she's like,
Is she claiming
10
it more?
tones- Oh, yeah.
She's definitely
I don't know,
an
maybe
astronaut.
they-
Kind of like, actually, I'm an
Really?
astronaut.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a bit much.
She says she's like having like she's like trying to be humble-ish, but it's definitely coming off a little out of touch, in my opinion.
It's the hair still being laid for me.
The hair,
Like,
the makeup,
magical.
These women didn't miss a beat. Okay,
Okay, literally.
they were like, we're getting our selfies while we're up in space.
Katy
Literally.
Perry
Carrie done
swirling
sang-
A
what?
daisy. She had a daisy. Because
The
they
internet,
all brought like an
listen.
item that meant something
Well,
to
so
them.
this is what I'll say about this whole thing. Okay, I have a lot of thoughts. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like you guys are making valid points and everything, but a part of me too. I think I get the point that they were trying to make.
Okay.
Mm.
Like, I understand the intention. Now, whether or not that we received it that way is
Mm.
different. But I do think that they intended to actually inspire a community or generation of young girls to, go and be astronauts, real astronauts,
Mhm.
and to make a change and to be among the few, 600 plus individuals that see space or
Mhm.
have seen space. I do wish that they had given the opportunity to those that maybe wanted to be on that trip. Now, some did, But then, to your point, Gail, for months in advance, was very much so
Shook.
anti going.
Like
And
it wasn't a bucket
she
list
wanted-
thing for her.
exactly, she was never the type to be like, oh, I just want to go to space. Like
No.
she wasn't thinking about that up until the opportunity was presented to her. And then when she had the opportunity presented to her, it was very much so like, I don't really know if I should do this. I'm really nervous. I know it's a good opportunity. I should do it, but I'm scared. That I think should have then been given to someone that
Yes.
has worked their entire career to
Mhm.
be in that position.
Yeah.
I mean, they had people training them that
Mhm.
literally didn't or wasn't afforded the opportunity to be in their shoes.
Mhm, mhm.
Literally been working in NASA or whatever all of their lives, all their careers to like, not lives, but careers to be in their position.
Yes.
And can you imagine being that person having to train Gail King and she's like, I don't want to go. And you're like, I'm dying to go.
Hello,
Yeah.
just to get a seat. And
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I understand the backlash. I really do. I do wish that it was a different group of individuals that had gone.
Mhm.
I was shocked to see that it happened like within 10 months and it was such a quick trip. Like, I think that kind of feeds into all of the conspiracy theories because how do you get to Spain? Like, you can't even get to Pittsburgh probably in 10 minutes from
Yeah.
here on a
No.
plane, right? I mean, so it just is like, how fast is that thing going? I don't know. But
Very
this goes to show
fast,
I don't really know
but-
nothing about this stuff. But yeah, all of that to say, I feel like I understand the intention. And
Mhm.
I do hope that there are some little girls that are inspired ultimately that, you know, really want to be scientists to see like, oh, well, maybe one day I can be.
Mhm.
But I just think because of the selection of women,
Mm.
it just became a mockery. And with all the things that are going on, the political climate, you know, the economy, like you have a lot of people that are just like, that money could have went elsewhere.
And still the
Mhm.
Me Too movement.
And it isn't it is a very expensive experience. So also this isn't something that regular people
Billions
like
of
us
dollars
would probably ever get to experience
Yeah.
right at this time. Like
Not the
it's
way they
not an
did it.
affordable experience for us.
Mm-mm.
But it was important for that to be shown, but it was like Katy Perry, that whole brothel, besides the other stuff y'all talking about, they went, Kesha posted a video, because if y'all don't know who Kesha is an artist who's working with Dr. Luke. Dr. Luke,
Mhm.
she put a charge on him for touching women, i.e.
It was
her,
like Me Too stuff.
the Me
yeah.
Too stuff. And guess who turned around to work with Dr. Luke?
Katy Perry?
Katy Perry.
Mhm.
So she put up a Wendy's cup because that was the going thing back in the day when all this Me Too movement, they was calling her the Wendy's lady. So they
Why
put up
though?
the Wendy's
What's
cup
Wendy's?
because she went to go work with him and she knew Kesha. Why would you go work with a man who I put the lawsuit on and knew he was doing this to me?
But
and
what's
then when
I'm
Lady
missing the
Gaga came
Yeah,
out
what's
and
the-
said
what's
it,
What's the Wendy's connection?
What's the affiliation?
I don't know.
Because I'm asking because they tweeted.
I saw the Wendy's
Yeah,
with the
I seen
blue.
it, but I
and
didn't dive
Wendy's
into like
tweeted something like they should have kept Katie up there.
Yeah,
or
so
something. And
I
was
don't
like,
know
why
why
Wendy's
she
beefing with
called
Katie?
her
Like
Wendy's. I don't know
missed
why.
Now why am I?
So are you saying
Yeah,
that there's just a lot of the individuals that were on that ship just had a lot of beef with a whole bunch of people?
A
So
lot.
it was just they was just set up for failure because nobody was gonna like them.
Kinda.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
'Cause
they
nobody likes them
kinda
as individuals.
were.
It reminded me of like remember in the 80s when that teacher went up and then it exploded?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it reminded me of. Like
I was nervous.
I was
very,
Yes,
very
like-
I was
nervous.
like, oh my god.
I really want somebody to go to
praying.
Gail's house that morning and be like, "Girl, don't
Yeah.
go."
hit that
Yeah.
bell.
No, I was
Don't go.
scared
Saw she hit
too.
that
Like,
bell.
You just never know. Things could go wrong, and
Mm.
Yeah.
Don't do it again, Gail.
I
I
feel like
mean-
the intention could have been a moment to highlight, like as Goody was saying, you know,
Mhm.
young women in STEM, you know,
Mhm.
women who have been studying this, who've dedicated their lives to,
Mhm.
you know, astronomy and like learning about space and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And I feel like as someone that has like a media background, I just can see when things are like, this is more of a like PR moment. And I feel as though
Mm.
that's what it really was. And they tried to spin it and give it like a purpose.
Mm.
For Blue
And make-
Origin, you think?
Yes.
Okay.
I do. Because of who they selected and the whole rollout. Like I feel like they were
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was
being
a-
secretive about what they were doing. It's like if we all knew like they're only gonna be up there for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
they aren't doing any, like, I think a couple of the women that did have that background in science and like astronomy and stuff, they were doing supposedly some type of testing up there. I don't know. But again, it just seemed like it was more of a vanity thing, like a, vanity trip. Like, I just want to go up there, look cute, get my social media and, come back and kiss the ground and act like I really like just walked on the moon or something. Like, I just felt like the whole like complete view of like the experience from them like launching up and coming back down, it was just like very like didn't quite hit the mark as far as like how they were trying to like promote this as this like life-changing innovative moment for women and femininity, and them also trying to put the spin on that of like this is like a feminist movement type thing.
And it was just crazy.
Think it's just there were women up there, sure, but I don't think that we're gonna change the game or anything because of the women.
By just shooting up and coming back down.
My thing is, we shot up and came down, but we had them poor people stuck in space for a year.
Right.
And that got like zero coverage. They barely talked about it.
They done missed Christmas and everything. And y'all shooting people up in the air in 10 minutes and y'all can't go save them?
But Elon is a part of that, and they, there's stuff there too. Yeah. Like, are they gonna want to really speak highly or positively about him right now? I don't know.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's why that wasn't covered, because of who saved those people.
It's just too
but
much.
thank God he did, because they were up there a very long time.
Year.
Long time.
A long time.
Long time.
All right, so we're gonna keep it moving. Yeah. That was a crazy situation.
I'm happy Gail's back too.
Yeah, we're happy all the ladies are back safely, for sure. This has been a big weekend for movies, and Sinners had a great opening weekend. I have not seen it yet, so my homies have agreed to not give any spoilers. But those that have seen it, what did you think?
Y'all, I'm gonna try really hard not to give any spoilers. I think I'm the only one that's seen it so far on this. Okay. It was amazing. Honestly, I am so moved by it. I think it was moved.
Oh, wow.
I'm moved by it. When I say it brought emotional.
Real quick question, just because of like the way it was shot and a little bit, was it kind of giving Lovecraft Country?
Absolutely. It's so within that genre, within that world for sure. Yeah, you love a good sci-fi mixed with like some, historical context.
With some historical context.
Yeah, it's in that same vein. But also kind of from the same school of like Jordan Peele a little bit, from like a Nope or an Us, like especially with the doppelgangers and Us and just social thrillers, like it's in that same world. So if you can appreciate all of those, you're gonna love Sinners. But it's so original in ways that I feel like none of us has seen in cinematography ever before. From the way that it was shot, please go look up this TikTok video. It might be on Twitter as well as Instagram too, of Ryan Coogler just kind of explain the different types of formats in film, and that this is the first time ever in cinematic history that this or any movie was filmed on this particular format, which is and I'm not going to butcher it, but it's the biggest size film that they can use, which is usually optimal for like resolution and clarity saturation, and clarity. Yeah, so it's super and you really need to see it on IMAX.
Yes, I remember
it's made for that.
Like see it on IMAX.
It's made for that. Get the biggest screen you can possibly see it, because you just want to be fully immersed. But it really just is a story of two individuals, Smoke and Stack. They're brothers. They are set in the 30s. Michael B. Jordan killed it. Honestly, his best performance yet. Yes. I've never seen him. Oh my gosh.
Better than Black Panther.
Better.
Just kidding.
I mean, easily. Easily better than Black Panther. Easily better than Black Panther. Child.
No shade.
Hate to say it. He was really good in Just Mercy. He was really good. And what was the movie about the soldier? Always forget that story. But he's had some decent performances, but this one tops it. Like it really just goes to show. Yeah, like how he was able. It's just the fact that he was able to have these very distinct performances for the two individuals, and they didn't feel similar at all. Like you knew exactly who they were. It didn't matter where they cut or how they cut the scene. You're like, oh, that's Smoke. Oh, that's Stack. But then too, you had a wonderful costume director by the name of Ruth Carter.
Ruth Carter.
Who,
Emmy winning and
Oscar winning
Oscar
as
winning,
well
yeah.
for Black Panther.
Mhm.
She actually is an alum of Hampton University. Got to call that out there. Shout that out.
yeah.
She also worked on this several Spike Lee films.
Yes,
and
so many. She's a veteran.
She's a
been
true
around.
vet. She did
Mhm.
my movie Baps too. By the way, gotta give it a little
Yes,
shout out
and
to
that
on.
styling
Listen,
is
babes.
iconic.
Iconic.
Like,
okay, to
Still
this
be
day.
born today.
Still relevant.
Yep.
The gold teeth, just every
Everything
little
about it.
Yep.
touch
Mhm.
Yep.
is so well thought out.
So I won't give it any more.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to spoil it or anything, but there's definitely some moments in that film that are just unlike anything you've ever seen before. So please, please, please go take a look at it.
Yes, let's all support.
Support.
I will note too that it made 45 million.
Thank you. That's what I
which
want to-
surpassed
Yep.
Jordan Peele's Us.
Yes.
Now, why do we gotta
Opening
talk about
weekend.
that?
What?
Why?
Because
I
there's
don't
two
think
black directors,
that-
right?
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to.
I don't think that
no
we're
one's comparing.
Okay.
Yeah. I just
I'm
think
like,
I was ready.
No, I just
It's
think-
not even February.
I just think that we're noting that, like, you know, this film
Mhm.
is also in the up there
there,
with the
okay.
upper echelon.
And I think it's
of,
cool
like,
to see that two black
Yes,
directors did
did
do
Did
that.
do that, yeah,
So
for sure.
actually, like I'm a proponent of seeing everyone win, everyone black win. Please,
yes.
Yes.
do. But the fact that this is, up there with us, that says a lot. And then
Mhm.
also too, actually the 45 million I think is an outdated number. I think they're more so at 65 million now.
Yeah.
And to get to their profit, because it was a budget of 95 million, so
Mhm.
they're really
close.
close.
Yeah.
They're really close.
Yeah, it'll get there.
so y'all
it'll make
Go. I'm actually going to see for a second time tomorrow, and I can't wait. It's
Hope
just
to
a
go.
wonderful story.
I wanted to highlight that, although I didn't see it, that the debate on social media is that everyone is in love with the fact that one of the love interests for one of the main characters is a full-figured, dark-skinned black woman, and that's
great.
amazing.
It's
Love that.
amazing. And there's some conversation around that, being that there were some moviegoers that actually thought that just from a first glimpse that she would be his mother,
Exactly.
because we have a lot of just connotations around fully figured black women playing motherly figures. And that's not true. She was a very beautiful, sexy, like confident, like she honestly one of the breakout stars of this film.
Mhm.
And I wish I could recall her name right now.
From
but
Lovecraft.
She killed
Oh,
it.
the
Also from
sister?
Lovecraft.
Yes.
Love her.
Lovecraft.
She's
She's
gorgeous.
amazing.
She's
Lovecraft.
such a beautiful
There's a
woman,
few
man.
breakout stars in this.
Okay.
And then you have the younger
And
gentleman.
the Haley.
Oh, don't get me started.
Haley
on-
Steinfeld's
Don't get
been
me
around
started
for a
on the
little bit.
discourse.
Haley Steinfeld's been around for a little bit.
Yeah, she's been around, but it was
Yeah.
just interesting, you know,
She
to
killed
see
it
her in
too.
this cast of, you know, mostly black actors. So I was like,
Child.
okay,
But according to her lineage, apparently,
I did see
she's
that.
1/8
She's-
black.
Yeah.
And her role also, well, the woman that she plays is also 1/8 black.
Okay.
In the film. So
Got it,
it
got
was
it.
it was a really good pairing. There was something else that I was going to mention, but just ultimately it's just a wonderful story
must-see.
set in the 1930s. It's
Love it.
all about the blues. It was
Is there
inspired.
very good music throughout?
Oh my gosh, original score.
Okay.
Totally original. And the fun thing is, you know, I'm like all through the press junket and just learning all these little fun facts and stuff like that. It was actually inspired by Ryan Coogler's his uncle who had passed away.
Yes, who was a blues,
Who was
like blues a lot or something.
just enthusiast, I
Enthusiast,
think.
Yeah, I don't think he played necessarily, but he really loved
the
music,
blues. Yeah, and Ryan mentioned that just to feel connected to him, he always kind of played the blues.
Yes.
And he's originally his family's originally from down south. He grew up
Mhm.
in Oakland, but his family's from down south, so he's feeling kind of connected.
Yeah, back to his
back
roots.
to the roots. Yeah. So it's really cool. A lot of symbolism. It's just a beautiful piece of art. So please do support that.
Yes, we will.
Awesome.
Okay, let's get into some Coachella chat.
Mm.
Because weekend two just happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's done, and none of us obviously went.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something that I wish I had done 20 years ago. I think I'm aged out right at this point. Not
Meanwhile,
gonna lie.
everyone looking
Unless-
like she's
unless-
25. What are you saying? Like what? She's
I
easily in her
mean,
20s.
unless a brand wants to send me and then
Facts.
put me in a like
Send all of
cute
us.
little
All of
hotel.
us, let's go.
Yeah, send us. Sorry.
Now I'm
Send
not
us.
camping.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying.
No.
I'm past the
Yeah.
camping, but I feel like that would have been fun to do 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But at this point, yeah, if a brand wants to send us, we
Let's
love a
go.
hotel.
Mm-hmm.
But there were some really dope performances that I checked out. I did watch some of them on the live stream, and then
Mhm.
went back and watched some that were like posted on YouTube. So I would say like some of the standout performances that I really enjoyed, Tyla. Like,
Come
I
on,
don't
Tyler.
know. I love Tyla. I,
love
feel
her
like she
too.
kind of gets a little
I
bit
love her
hate.
too.
Okay.
I love
okay.
Tyler.
Yay.
Yeah, I love
okay.
Tyler.
Everyone likes
I
Tyla.
don't
She's
know
just
why
the
they hate her,
cutest.
but whatever.
She's so adorable,
so-
and I'm just
yeah,
like,
she's so good.
from another, like her
Yeah.
culture is not
Ours,
American Black
right.
culture. And I
Yeah.
just think sometimes we can get weird as Black people about
We
like,
do.
And she's
About
fun.
confidence.
about
A woman just,
God
like,
forbid
Asserting herself and just knowing who she
who
is.
she is,
Yeah.
and
I don't
not
know what
like
that
gonna
is.
let you guys just tell her who she is because she's
Exactly.
now in this country.
Right.
Whatever.
I love how
It's
she
weird.
appreciates her body.
Body
Yes.
is tea, as
Tea.
the kids
Yeah.
say. That girl,
Body
what?
tea.
Mhm.
She
It's
looks
giving like
good.
Halle Berry back in the day.
Yes.
Did
She
she do
looks
that?
good.
She did the
She did
Flintstones costume. That's what
It's
it
Holly-
was.
Halloween.
I was
It's like
she
Holly
really
Berry,
not
Jada
Halle?
Pinkett
Something.
hybrid.
Yes.
Mhm.
But there was a little funny commentary that I saw, I think it was this morning or yesterday, but her Coachella outfit for this past weekend was like, kind of did look Britney inspired from
VMAs.
the
Yeah,
VMAs
yeah.
Slay For You era, right? So we're talking like, you know, kind of like a safari, I don't know, like a safari jungle kind of vibe. So she had like this green like bralette on, and it was very reminiscent of like something Britney wore. But I know people were kind of giving her hell about that because she was like, well, it wasn't inspired by her. Love her down basically, but like I just thought the look was cute, and people were
Yeah.
like, you know, that was Britney, like.
But was
Like,
it really
why does it
Britney?
matter,
Britney
though?
probably,
Rejection is
Britney
so
probably
crazy.
stole it. So what are you talking
But
about?
people
No,
work
but
with
why they
stylists.
mad because of Britney Spears? Like,
Because they don't
Because
like
they
her.
wanted her to like say, yes, I was inspired by Britney and I was paying homage to her, even though that I guess was not the intent. Maybe her stylist
yeah,
thought that look was a very like, oh, this is a throwback, you know, we could kind of pay homage to
Yeah.
Britney, and maybe it wasn't really discussed. Who knows? I just brought it up because I thought that was kind of funny.
and
But-
don't forget that white man tried to take her mic.
I
And
did
what
see
you-
I didn't see
that.
that.
I
They're
did see
trying to take
that.
the
He was he
mic.
looked
He
like he
went-
was really lit.
Yeah, he
But
wouldn't give
it
her
seemed
the
like-
mic back.
Seemed like the kids really loved like Charlie XCX.
She's good.
I don't really
I don't even know what she
Oh,
looks
know
like.
she's
her
good.
like that.
I like her
Yeah,
album.
people love
Good.
her.
She's good.
she
That's the
seemed
one
like
to be
she
like
was a
dancing
bit-
like all crazy and stuff. Like she's like always naked. Which one
She
is that?
is in a lot of like kind of
Risque,
and
yeah.
I would say
She kind of reminds me of Kesha.
yes,
Okay.
but
She's
dark
good.
hair.
Yes.
She's good.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Missy Elliott.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
That was a
Style.
great
Megan
performance.
with Sierra.
That was a great performance.
Who they were in the
Yes.
presence of.
Yeah.
Missy killed
Yeah,
it.
I'm
Ugh.
glad to see Missy getting her flowers.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
so
for sure.
overdue
So
for
overdue.
her, the queen. Like she's just inspired so many
Yeah.
artists.
Mhm. But speaking of queens, Queen Latifah came out for Meg Thee
Yes,
Stallion's
Meg brought her
performance.
out
fire.
looking so
What?
good.
She
Hair
looked
always laid.
She is so
amazing.
fine.
Every
Yeah.
time.
That woman is so fine.
Every time.
Literally so beautiful.
Just gorgeous.
Still
She
giving
brought
us
out-
And
Khadijah.
swaggy. Just
Yup.
I know.
like,
I know.
just- ooh.
Megan
Meg,
brought out Sierra.
yeah. Well, why did they not? Why did they get Meg
miss-
off at? Why did they make her go off early? Did y'all see that?
I don't really know. I did see, but
I
I don't know
saw
if she
that.
started late because I know they have a
Oh,
very
I think that
strict,
was what it was. Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
sound
Yeah.
policy or
Mhm.
something,
Yeah.
so they can't play after like 1 a.m. or something. I don't know. So I
Yeah.
think she was cut off because maybe she started late, so they were like, "Oh,
Yeah,
you
that's
gotta
probably
wrap
what it
up."
was.
Yeah,
Lotto had a good performance.
I did not see
Until
Lana.
somebody threw something at her. She was like,
Oh,
she got in the
yeah.
south on that.
I
Oh,
did see that.
no.
What
Yep.
is up with that? Why are people wanting
Throwing
to throw
stuff at
things
artists.
at artists
Like,
as they're
it's stupid.
performing?
You saw when they did it at Ari Lennox that time?
I
She was
did.
ready.
She was ready.
She was ready.
I don't blame them. Cardi B's definitely gone.
she-
Oh, yeah. Belcalis.
She threw that
She
mic
had
at the
Belcalis
Belcalis will get you together.
Cardi performed at the Revolve Fest, which is
Mhm.
also another part of
Mhm.
Coachella. So like
Mhm.
there's the Coachella main stage and like the festival of Coachella, but
Mhm.
then there's other parties and there's another festival that Revolve does, the weekend of Coachella, that's like all other performances
and
that
a lot
are,
of influencers go to. and
Yeah,
things like
it's
that,
a-
And you like,
big
she
influencer
not,
brand heavy.
she's not there yet to perform on that big stage.
I mean, that's a good point. I don't know. I would say
I think she is. I think she's just not really right now.
Yeah, I'm like, what is her new
know.
music really?
Yeah.
for her
She
to
hasn't
be
had
know,
an
on?
careers
album in
ebb and
almost
flow.
seven,
They ebb
8
and
years,
flow.
right?
Now, did y'all see Tim's performance?
No.
No.
at
Tim's
all.
It was
brought out
good.
Justin Bieber.
Did she?
We
And
love
they
it.
did
Mm.
that one
Oh,
song.
Yup.
the Essence song. Wait.
Yeah.
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 Okay. right?
Oh, one
Yeah.
of them.
Tim's look good.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's always been beautiful.
And it's
She's
good to see
beautiful.
that she's performing a lot now because people don't get to see her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good.
Yeah.
And she's going to be at the Roost Picnic too.
Yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
there you go. Nice little
Love
plug.
the
Yeah.
South African baddies are killing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fashion, of course, is always a thing. It was fun. I love to just scroll on TikTok and just like look at what everybody wore. So festivals are, starting to be a thing and
Mm-hmm.
all of that. So, everybody's like getting their cute little outfits for their festivals coming up.
The cowgirl.
Yeah, I think
look is
cowgirl
like-
theme is definitely popular.
Love it, but,
It's
like-
not dying at all.
No,
Not dying
it's like
out.
comes back
Because
every,
Coachella
every other
definitely
season.
used to be more like flower crown,
Yes.
like hippie vibes,
Yeah.
like flower child, and now it's evolved into more very much Y2K throwback, like.
Oh, well, that's just in general. That's
That's
just
in
Right,
general,
it's
but I
fashion.
noticed
Yep.
this
Yeah.
year it seemed like there was more of that than
definitely
like
a lot of
the
Y2Ks.
flowy skirts and the flower crown. Like I just think
That's so
that-
true. Yeah, I did realize
not
that's
as
a
much of
distinct
that.
difference. That and then the cowgirl stuff. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
because of Cowboy Carter and
I think that
I was
think
just
we
about
have
to say
give her
that.
some credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
I think we gotta give B credit. Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, Coachella looked great. Any brands want to send us next year?
Let's
I'll-
go.
Neutrogena, Poosh, Revolve.
Yes.
Listen, I'm gonna
Call
start
'em
cold
out.
emailing all y'all because I was watching Monet
We-
McMichael's
yes, Monet's
vlog.
videos were
Oh
so-
gosh,
yeah.
she's so cute.
Neutrogena
Brought her out.
Mhm.
Who else I watched? The PPG girl, is that what they're called from Love Island?
Love
Anybody watch
Island,
Love
those
Island?
cutie girls.
Yes.
Yeah, they're super cute. Yeah, Serena and them.
Yeah.
But they like a good time. I think I'm a little too old to go to now at this point though, unless somebody flies us out.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we get flued out, then I go.
We'll take it.
All right.
All right, and let's wrap up our hot topics, pop
Mhm.
culture topics, and talk about Kenya real quick,
Hmm.
because
If this can be quick, it needs to be quick.
Really
but-
quick. It's gonna be really quick, but
Yes.
real quick. Kenya is on Atlanta Housewives, which is a franchise on Bravo, and she was, I guess, suspended. I don't know if she's officially fired.
She's
but she was-
terminated.
she's terminated
Yeah.
officially.
Right now.
Okay.
For right now.
Yeah. Well, early on into this season that they're filming, I think it's like 15 or 16 seasons in now. There was like a scandal with one of the cast members, and she's a newbie. I think her name's Britt. And
Mhm.
it seems like Britt was kind of coming in wanting to, in my opinion, like create some drama that just wasn't there. And Kenya wasn't giving her anything. Like, I feel like she was expecting Kenya to be like the Kenya that maybe she had been seeing in past seasons. And
Mhm.
this year, Kenya came in kind of just like, I'm unbothered, I'm here to do what I got to do, but I'm not really getting into like the messiness. And it seemed like the one cast member Britt, was looking for more of that energy from Kenya, and she wasn't giving it to her. And then Kenya and her had a little like verbal altercation, I would say, where the cast member Britt had threatened to pull out a firearm on her. And that led Kenya to, in a few episodes down the line, they like interact with each other again. And it was Kenya's opening for her like beauty salon spa.
Mhm.
And she ended up using that opportunity to show some blown up photos of Britt in some like not so appropriate positions. And it was kind of crazy. And I do love Kenya, but I think Kenya can be a mean girl and take it too far. And I think she took it to hell with that, personally.
Yeah.
I
the
think
air
by
out.
by actually watching it, right? And of course the cameras will catch Britt before she goes to the party. She had the conversation and she said she wanted to apologize to her. She got her flowers and she wrote her a card.
Yes. She did
If
do that.
you are opening a business, Kenya, keep the light on the opening of
That's all
the
it should have been
business.
on.
That's all it should have been. And if she's coming there with an olive branch to apologize to you, you should have accepted it. No, but you wanted to be messy, Kenya.
I don't know if she had to accept it, actually. But,
But-
I feel as though she could have politely said, "I'm not going to accept it, and I'd
At
like you
this
to
moment,
leave at
let's-
this moment because this is I want the light to be on my business,
Yeah.
and like keeping it positive." And she could have politely asked her to leave, and that
Mhm.
could have been it. But that's not where it ended.
Mhm.
But when you think of it, the show, Kenya knew to uninvite her But she said, no, I'm going to invite
She
her
wanted her
to
money.
expose these pictures.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was the motive.
Yes. It
So
definitely-
regardless, Britt was coming with the flowers in the card. It did not matter. Kenya was already set to expose the pictures.
that was
Right.
definitely the plan.
Yeah,
it was
it was a plan.
premeditated, like very well thought out.
And I think production was involved in all,
had to be
because even the
had to be.
conversation between Kelly and Britt before, I think that was shot out of order.
Mm-hmm.
I also think
mhm.
that production probably egged Kenya on, because who allowed her to print that stuff? You can't go to Kinko's and get that printed.
Honestly,
Like, it was
for real.
a minor giving fellatio like that. You
Right.
can't. Who's going to print that? Like,
yeah, where would
so
she have gotten?
production
Such a
printed
good
it,
point.
and then it backfired.
It
and
definitely
I think
did.
it's Kenya's karma, unfortunately, because she has a history of, like you said, being a mean girl, and it's finally caught up to
I
her.
think so.
And I don't even think Britt is going to make it out of the season, because she's very
No.
unlikable.
it's
um,
definitely a one and done. It's
I-
giving.
I just think it's just one of those examples of, you have to be emotionally mature when someone does something to you that's horrible. Based on how you react or retaliate back, you're just as bad as them. And I think Kenya, hopefully she learns her lesson. Obviously she didn't, because she's still playing the victim on YouTube, but we'll see how this plays out.
When I
But
tell
I-
you, I don't know anything about the Real Housewives franchise at all. So this is gonna be a
None of
moment in
them?
which y'all gonna hear.
You don't
I'm
watch
just
any
sitting
of
back and
them?
listening.
Okay.
Child, I don't know nothing. I know Potomac.
Yeah.
I know
okay,
this.
so you watch Potomac.
Not really.
Not really?
I just know the cities. I just know that
no,
there's
the
Atlanta,
cities where they had.
Beverly Hills,
She said she,
and they got New York. They got New York.
Yep. New
she
York.
keep her
okay. They
updated with X.
Seattle.
They need to do Real Housewives of
Um,
Philly. What's going
I'm sorry,
on?
not Seattle, Utah,
They're probably
Salt
keeping
Lake
it-
City.
they're
That's
probably-
Salt Lake City.
They'll say Philly, but it'll be
Yeah.
South Jersey Italian.
It'll probably end
women.
up being exactly the mob wives.
Yes,
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah,
They
essentially.
already have a jersey though.
Exactly.
Oh, do they?
They
Yeah.
do.
They got that too.
They do.
Mhm. Every
And that
city.
one's been around a long,
Long time.
What?
Yeah.
That's an OG. Like,
That's the OG
Teresa,
Gs.
yeah, she been around.
All I'm gonna say on this topic is just
so when we started the Drop Night show, my sister Kay Wonder was locked up with
yeah, that's right.
with Teresa.
locked up with her.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I hope
Yeah.
she's okay.
So we
Oh, yeah.
knew all about that.
Okay.
Yeah, she has some
Well,
good stories. Though.
She yeah.
I just know that they all sound too old to be doing what they're doing, so I'm gonna just leave it at
But
It-
let's
it-
go
that.
back and talk about
And
they
that
sound too
is
grown.
Very
So-
much
Past
true.
grown.
Way
TV,
past.
right? The production gotta spice it up because it's for TV.
Mhm.
Understood.
What people are you gonna watch a boring show? No.
No.
Mm-mm.
So you gotta spice it up a little bit. So they knew. Like when I was on Housewives epic scene when Who Gonna Check Me Boo, we didn't know the cameras was following Sheree as she was driving because she was on the phone with the promoter I was working with. We never knew that. So when y'all seen that
Mhm.
that clip of the promoter and Sheree getting into it, it was because of that conversation. We didn't know they was taping her with the promoter. So they play both sides. That was one of the most epic clips of Real Housewives, Who Gonna Check Me Bill.
Right.
But it put that promoter in a bad light because he was arguing with her and called her bees and all that.
Mm.
So I see is playing devil advocate. That's what it is.
Yeah. And the producers are gonna do whatever to get like
Yeah.
a shot, and I get that too.
Like, even-
they're
It's
definitely
reality.
playing
Even-
boy. Yeah,
even
at the
They
end
gotta
of the
create
day,
the narrative.
They
Yeah.
gotta, yeah.
Look what they did with Jess and Lauren. They know what they was doing.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. But it's good for radio and it's good for TV.
Mhm.
Let's go.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if Kenya will be rejoining the cast next
Mhm.
season. I think she's confirmed she's not going to be on the reunion. So we're not going to get to see her be able to really like
Tell her
make
side of the
amends
story.
with Brit or any
Mhm.
of that this season. I think it's just done for her for now. But
Bye, Kenya girl.
Goody
Well,
sweet.
on that
I know who you are, but
Right,
like,
on that
not
note.
really. So
on that note,
I don't really feel attached to you, girl. But hope you have a nice life.
yeah.
On that note,
On that note,
Sean, I think is that
That's the end.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the end.
That's it.
We had a good show. We talked about Coachella.
We did.
We talked about Adunde.
We did.
We talked about the Roots Picnic.
We did.
We talked about the Sinners.
And did.
Listen, that's why we are the echoes of the culture.
Period.
Because we talk about everything of the culture.
Mm.
So make sure you stay tuned to us on our YouTube, our Instagram, our Twitter, in our TikTok because we got more coming up.
At Echoes of Culture Pod. See you then.
Yep.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.